Welcome to another episode of Table for Two, the first one of 2026. And I have with me once again, Alexandra.
Hello, viewers.
We've got a lot to cover in the show today because we had a massive trip to Romania, which Alexandra will tell us about. But first of all, we'll round up on the Sierra Leone news. There's quite a bit on Sierra Leone. First of all, the Christmas envelope. So we had the appeal. We had envelopes with the equivalent of £5 sterling or probably like €5.50. I'm not sure the exchange rate. But in Sierra Leone, that's 3 days' wages. So imagine these children received the equivalent of 3 days' wages in Sierra Leone. And that was probably the only present they did receive. So thank you to everyone who donated. It was a massive, massive success. Very stressful because in between saving the money for the envelopes, we were also sending money for medicines, for school fees, for all sorts. So thank you very much, everyone. Now, further from that, we've actually now sent a lot of items to Sierra Leone. So first of all, there are 7 walking frames, which we've had, I think, stored in my daughter's garage for the past God knows how long. So 7 walking frames are going to Sierra Leone. There's also, we have a commode. There's a grandpa there, Grandpa Osman, and he lives in a zinc house. It's basically a dirt-covered floor, walls of zinc, and if he has to go to the toilet, it's quite old, especially when it's night time. He can't see where he's walking outside, so he'll have a commode. So we're returning some of his dignity, which I think is very, very important in this sort of case. Now, there are several suitcases of baby clothes. We've had, I think, 2 new babies since the last show being born. There's one baby, Urania, and there's another Alexios has just joined the families of Sierra Leone. So there's a few baby Alexios floating around now. So they have an Alexios and Urania. But also I mentioned, I think last show, the 100 prescription glasses which were donated by an optician in North London. This is the 3rd time they've donated. Yeah. Now, the 3rd time. These are invaluable. I mean, over there you just don't have the money to buy glasses, therefore you have to cope without them. But at least now they have the 100 prescription glasses. It's trial and error whether they fit or not. But I've also bought, I think, about 50 or 60 glasses from Poundland for reading. So they'll be going there as well. We've also sent medicine, medical equipment. There's also a baby bath. Full of clothes for Urania. What I do when a baby's been born, if someone donates a baby bath, I'll fill up with baby clothes, with little teddy bears, as you see, baby wash, baby soap, moisturisers for the baby oils, also sanitary towels for the mother. I've also actually put in a couple of dresses for Urania's mum as well. So it'll be a lovely little treat for Emma when she opens that up. So, and a lot of these were donated by Gigi and Simeon. They gave us a whole bag of things, so we put some of them in the baby bath. So thank you very much to both of you for that massive donation. Now there's a travel cot, which we sent several travel cots. Now a travel cot in a zinc house is more practical than having a full-size cot. Because they may have to leave the zinc house at some point, they may be evicted, which often happens with the families we support. But also, if there's a flood or a fire, you can't save a massive cot, but a travel cot you can quickly fold it up and take it out the door with as much as you can take. So that's always a bonus. We saw Bishop Yakovos on Christmas Day, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he's donated, I mean, tons of clothes. There's a bishop's vestment for Bishop Themi. So there's vestments, there's clothes for the clergy, there's covers for the altar, also to hold the candle oil. So Bishop Yakovo Navas, he's done wonders, and it was so good to go and see him on Christmas Day for the service as well.
Absolutely.
Now, as well as the things for Sierra Leone, now we've sent 3 massive suitcases to Jamaica, to the Greek Orthodox Church in Jamaica now. That's thanks to a friend of ours, John Anthony from St. John the Baptist in Haringey. Now, as well as that, we sent 7 boxes of shoes. They're used shoes, but these are shoes for adults and children who have suffered due to the recent hurricane in Jamaica. Now, before I sent them, I mean, these were destined for Sierra Leone, But I did ask our children in Sierra Leone and the mothers, would you mind if we send these to Jamaica? Because they're suffering as well now. And every single person said, yes, please do. So that's a massive, massive bonus for Jamaica, and the fact that our kids in Sierra Leone all agreed. It just shows that charity spreads far and wide.
As it should.
Yeah. Now the congregation at St. John the Baptist also donated tons of things for the Jamaica Hurricane Appeal. So it wasn't just us or just our Zinc House kids, it was an entire congregation which was supporting these families and these children, especially at Christmas time, when we have so much here. I mean, our Christmas Day, the food we had for Christmas Day, we were eating for several days after. Only because I find it very hard to work out portions for 3 people, so I kind of had enough for an army. Now we have to thank Andri of Balikiagi. She gave me a whole bag of dresses, almost brand new dresses, for Sierra Leone as well. We send so much for the children there, but sadly the mums and some of the older teenagers don't get the things that the children get. But there'll be some very, very happy women in Sierra Leone now, thanks to Andri. Her sister Maria also is constantly donating.
Indeed.
We've probably got half her son's clothes that he's outgrown, so they're all in Sierra Leone. So thank you, Andri. Thank you, Maria, for your constant support. It's something we can't thank you enough for. Now the next section, I'm going to switch to Alexandra. So this is because we were in Romania. Which area was it?
Moldova, and more precisely Bucovina.
Okay. Now, the reason I'm leaving this up to you is because I get a lot of the names wrong. And also you know the history and the ins and outs of all these monasteries. So please take it away.
Thank you. It was amazing to visit 15 monasteries, out of which the majority are UNESCO heritage monasteries. Up in Bucovina, we had a very good hub from which we were doing the day trips.
Chosen by your father?
Well, actually, my friend Thyateira, who is absolutely fantastic, and she was born in that city, so close to those monasteries. Can you imagine? Such a wonderful place to live. So I will say hi to her on this occasion. But yeah, she was born in Gura Humorului. That's the name of the place.
This is why it's up to you, this section. Yeah.
It was a very optimistic trip, especially since this place is written the same way that humor is written in American English. So there we go, a few smiles there.
Sorry, you're right.
And we started very strong on a beautiful Sunday liturgy with the Sistine Chapel of the East. That is Voronezh Monastery, which is very unique because especially of the blue color that the outside walls are painted with. It's called Voronezh blue because it's a unique shade that the scientists were not able to understand how it was obtained, and how it was obtained, one, and secondly, how it has passed the test of time, because it was built in 1488, and since then it's the same original painting. It was most of these monasteries are fortified monasteries, as you've seen, very strong walls around them, and built by Stephen the Great, Saint Stephen the Great, as he was canonized by the Romanian Church, who was also one of the rulers of Moldavia, and he fought the Ottomans many times during his 47 years reign. So you could see a lot of history elements and of course the beauty and cultural heritage. Only this monastery, imagine, in 1488 was built in 3 months and 3 days. Even for nowadays standards, this is a miracle, but yeah, this is Stephen the Great's work. We continued with Humor Monastery, which is very close by to where we were, and then one of the most spectacular group of monasteries. We continued with 5 of them on the eve of Theophany, which was really nice to see. Nemt Monastery was the first one, and of course everywhere we would ask for blessings for you to take photos and videos, and we were introducing you as the unofficial photographer of Archbishop Nikitas, all of them were quite happy to allow you to take photos, but at Nems Monastery, when the abbot understood who you were, he said, "Okay, I want a picture as well in front of the monastery, and I want a picture with the photographer as a testimony that he was there." And he was really, really kind to us. He was more than happy to show us around. And after the service on the eve of Theophany, he even invited us to attend the meal that he has with the monks afterwards, and it was on a very special occasion as well.
But what was interesting is, as we were walking and the monks were in front of us, they were shouting something, though.
Yes, it was some sort of carol-like shouting, but sort of carols of Theophany.
Okay,
Epiphany.
yeah.
So it was very interesting to see. They were all like, it was all about the joy of Epiphany. And finally we went there, superb singing there, and we ended up meeting in person the Archbishop Varlam Ploieșteanu, who is the right hand of the Patriarch of Romania. He was made a monk at that monastery, and every year apparently he goes on the eve of Theophany there. So it was a huge celebration, some pastries, some mulled wine, and we were very fortunate to be part of it due to Agios Photographos, I must say, because the abbot was calling us before. He said, "How many people are you?" My grandmother was there, uncle, auntie, parents.
Yeah, we were in the church for the service, and a monk came up to me asking if I'm Alexios, so he's on the phone, and I thought, who's phoning me from in Romania? And it was the abbot kind of just inviting us for the breakfast.
Yeah,
which was lovely.
That was wonderful. And there we've noticed something very interesting at Nems, which then we've noticed in every monastery. They have these crosses. We thought initially in Nems it was a marble cross in the garden of the church. And then when we got close, we realized it's an ice made cross.
A massive block of, literally the block is about that thick, and it's a whole cross cut with a chainsaw. So you have it as a big square, cut it with a chainsaw, and it's an amazing thing. But what I noticed, that was in the monasteries rather than the convents.
Yes.
The convents didn't have that, so it was. I think it was a very man thing.
Yes.
We want ice. We want a big block of ice in our monastery. I've noticed that.
Indeed. So this is where the men's seminary is, theological seminary. But then we went to the other monastery called Agapia, which is a very beautiful name.
Which doesn't mean love.
In Romanian it doesn't mean anything, but of course it does come from Greek. In Romanian church we use a lot of Greek words as we use Old Slavonic words, so it's a combo. But at that monastery you pointed out that the cross was made out of tree branches rather than...
It was a convent, so rather than the ice, the manly ice, it was more of a feminine touch. And there's a big difference between the convents and the monasteries. The convents had more seating outside and benches where you could stop and rest. The monasteries, you didn't have that luxury. I noticed that.
Yes, indeed, and very good observations. It was very special because afterwards this section took us to the very deep forest and mountains. So after Nems we saw Secu monastery, Sihăstria monastery, where one of the biggest spiritual fathers of Romania has lived, a saint now, and Father and Saint Cleopa. Sihăstria is also where we've seen the ice cross being built in front of us.
And what's the meaning of Sihăstria?
Well, it's a peaceful. It's peace. So it does come from isi.
As in Greek, isicha.
And it is indeed a peaceful place. It's where it started snowing more, and then we went deeper into the woods, and we went to Sihla monastery.
Yeah, that was actually amazing.
Fantastic. It was probably the most prayerful place that we've went to that week.
It was 8 kilometers up a mountain of snow and ice to get there. So your dad was driving so carefully, so slowly. I kept looking behind in case your uncle was going backwards instead of we had Alexandra's uncle, auntie, and granny following us in another car. But we got there. We had another 500-meter walk up the hill on the ice again.
Yeah.
So it was quite a trek, but well worth it.
But the Ed journey took us to this wooden little church, part of the monastery. It was very, very nice. And also we had that beautiful hike towards the cave of Saint Theodora of Sigla.
Yeah.
So my friend Theodora, who is from the area, actually has her name. And she's done so many miracles as well. It's been amazing to see how she lived in a cave in the middle of the mountains. But it was the most prayerful moment, and I must say I was quite touched about your prayer for the Sierra Leonean children. So we continued then with the Epiphany at the Jerusalem of Romania, Putna Monastery, which is probably one of the most northern monasteries.
We're very well known because when I put it on Facebook, instantly people knew where we were.
Hence the Jerusalem of Romania. So many priests, so much water, 3 tons of holy water were being blessed. And lots of people and wearing the traditional costumes. That was really nice.
And lots of snow and ice again.
Lots. As you said, we'll never say it's cold in Margate again.
Yeah, this is something different. -5. Yeah.
At least. And we continue with Moldovica and Sucevica. They both have excerpts from the calendar throughout the year, so you could actually read the calendar, and they have very clear scenes of what happened to the martyrs and the saints.
Very.
So it's really wonderful places, and again, one of the most fortified monasteries out there is Sucevica. And we finalized with a beautiful day, starting with Dragomirna Monastery, where again, very peaceful choir of nuns was doing the Divine Liturgy. It's where you got up in the towers.
That's right.
As well.
Absolutely amazing building. I mean, it's another fortified, convent or monastery, and I saw this tiny door with a staircase, and I thought, let me explore, and I went up and up and up and up and up. It was a spiral stair going up and up, and it got tighter and tighter, and then I was walking sideways, and at one point I thought, will I make it up or down? Will I just get stuck in this thing and no one will know? I finally got to the top, and you could see all the way around, so you had all the holes in the wall, you can see all the way around, that's for the protection. And then obviously I made my way back down again. Beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. And then we had the service in the chapel.
Fantastic it was, and we continued with Arbore, Pătrăuți, which were on our way but close. But then we went to also St. John the New Monastery. That one was in refurbishment, so it's really nice to see that some of them are really well maintained. And finally, our trip got us to Rădăuți, which was a very special place. We first stopped at the orphanage, St. Leontie of Rădăuți, where Father Apostolos from St. Panteleimon, Greek Orthodox Church in Harrow, has sent some packages. Just
by chance, we're traveling to Romania, and I think it was on WhatsApp, on Facebook, a post with these presents, these toys for kids, heading from St. Panteleimon in northwest London to that very same orphanage.
Yeah, it was
great opportunity. Wonderful opportunity, actually.
Yeah, there's a sister there, Sister Caterina, that we spoke with, and she's doing an amazing job with the children. They're so happy. Yeah. They sang for us, especially the girls.
There was a Romanian, was it a carol?
A carol.
Carol. Then an English Christmas song, which was brilliant.
Snow is falling all around me, children playing, everyone is the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And then they finish it off with, they wanted me to video them playing this game where you smack your hands, whatever it is, they do.
English language.
And what was it? Kick your boyfriend down the stairs or something. So I thought, this is wonderful. This is the best thing to teach any girl. Yeah. And then we saw the boys there as well.
Yeah,
the boys were quieter, maybe just more disciplined, I don't know. But the girls were more excited when they wanted to get involved in everything.
Yeah,
great to see.
It's wonderful. We received some wonderful gifts. And this is for example, the calendar with the works of the children, the artworks of the children. Yeah. And Father from there was saying that they started with sort of darker pictures, and now everything has light in it.
And the orphans there, they're not necessarily orphaned because they have no parents. They have parents, but they've been abandoned by their parents due to personal reasons. So, I mean, these are some of the images, and this is from scratch. They learned to paint. Absolutely amazing. I don't know how they managed it, but as like you said, they started off with very dark images because that was their life previously. Then they produced that is, look at that's beautiful, and these are actual paintings on the walls of the orphanage.
It was amazing to see. And we were also gifted this very beautiful icon of Saint Leontia Frodo's.
So we met the priest in charge as well.
Yes.
And so that was the icon they gave us as a present.
Saint Leontia Frodo's has done so many miracles, and I mean all these places are full of miracles that people talk to us about. So we stopped by after the orphanage at the monastery Bogdana, which is the oldest monastery in Moldavia. Perfect way to end because the priest there was explaining to us about the original icons that he has in the church. The third layer was uncovered, and it was from the 1300s paints.
Imagine the work that goes into taking those layers off carefully to find what's in the final layer. And then how do you know that's the final layer as well? That's what I was thinking. What they then scrape that when you get a bare wall? So the expertise in just finding what's underneath there.
It was fantastic what you also observed about the icons, because you said they're quite striking. So you feel that the saints are there with you, the way they're painted.
So rather than this is obviously a standard icon, which kind of. They're more two-dimensional. The standard icons. These ones were three-dimensional, but not only three-dimensional. They were life-size. So they weren't in a square as that is. So that they were standing, coming out of the wall to greet us.
Very, very special.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then we kind of continued our tour through Romania by coming down in the south to Bucharest, where we had the pleasure. After that long journey, we had the pleasure to go to my spiritual father's church. Father Costel has a beautiful church in city center of Bucharest, which was actually painted by one of also the more recent saints of Romania, Saint Arsenie Boca. Many people know him, and he painted also in that church. Definitely would advise anyone who watches this to go and have a trip to Romania. It will be a lot of culture, history, and religion.
I'm sure tours are organised, whether it's through the church or through another organisation. I'd highly recommend it, but not in January, unless you love the snow. Spring must be a good time. Absolutely. Summer will be very, very hot. But also, I mean, because of the time of year we went to the ski chair thingamajig that took us up the mountain.
Yeah, the slopes were wonderful.
I can't ski, but Alexandra can, but she didn't.
Yeah. It was too short of a time, but it's just wonderful nature and wonderful people, and hopefully very nice food.
Yeah. Okay, now you ready for your quiz?
Yes.
Okay, I promised Alexandra I'd give her a quiz. Actually, it's only a couple of questions now. Roughly, how many monasteries in Romania?
Ooh.
This includes convents, obviously.
It must be over 9,000.
So your monasteries, you're overselling Romania.
Churches, okay. Monasteries over 1,000.
No, 400.
400 only?
400. Okay, how many monks? This is straight off the internet, so I could be wrong. How many monks, roughly?
Okay, this should be totally in the 50,000.
3,500.
I'm overselling this.
Yeah, definitely. What about nuns? 3,500 monks. How many nuns?
Same.
No, 5,000.
Okay.
More nuns than monks.
Wonderful.
For whatever reason. Now, Romania is 92,000 square miles. I know you deal in kilometers, but we do miles. Okay, 92,000 square miles. Mount Athos is 130 square miles. So not 92,000, 130 square miles. How many monks in Mount Athos? Bearing in mind, 92,000 square miles is 3,500 in Romania. How many monks Mount Athos?
Are there more than in Romania then?
No, you're so bad at this. Honestly, it's 1,500.
Okay.
But you know how many?
I think the proportion is quite. I mean.
Yeah. When you think about the land side, the area, but obviously, how many nuns?
0.
Of course. It's Mount Athos, which you did know. I did put you on the spot. I do apologise for that.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a good quiz, that.
I know, that was straight off Google. Now, finishing off, and thank you. That was really honest. That was a good section. That felt as long as the actual trip we did. I mean, we were gone for 10 days. 7 days was in the region where all the monasteries were, but it felt like a month because it was 15 monasteries in those days. But it was tiring, but well worth it.
Absolutely. Just
to be there and to see it, also to be with your family as well. You know, I really did enjoy the time. Now I'm going to have to put a photo of them in the background as we speak. Okay, now on to the rest of the news. So we have community news now. So first of all, we're going to speak about. Sorry, I just completely lost my place. So we start off with our church news. Okay. So we had the ordination of Father Costantino. Now I mentioned Father Costantino in, I think, the previous show. I think I mentioned that when he sees the camera, he kind of smiles a bit, and even though he's a very shy man, he'll smile for the camera. And we were there for his ordination. That was just after Christmas.
Yeah,
it was just after Christmas. So he's now a deacon, and he is a lovely guy. I mean, he's so popular. You can tell by the end how many people wanted to greet him. Wonderful man. And his wife is from Romania. He's Greek, but his wife's got a Romanian wife. Does he speak Romanian? Has he learnt any?
He did say something in Romanian. Indeed, yeah.
Okay, more than I do.
Petros, who is also married to a Romanian, even sang Axios in Romania.
Okay, well done.
It was quite impressive.
Yeah, but that was a wonderful occasion there. And then we had New Year's Day at St Andrews in Kentish Town. Now, St Andrews is our home, basically.
Absolutely.
We don't get to go there much, but it's still home for us. And they had His Eminence there with that giant Vasilobita. The Vasilobita is a New Year's cake, I suppose, best way to describe it.
Only this one had 10 coins.
This one had, usually there's one coin hidden, and the lucky person gets the coin. There were around 10 coins hidden. Even I got one because I saw it in the bottom of the tray when everyone finished. I thought, that must be my one. So I got a coin as well. And what I would do when I'd see people who had children, I'd say, go for that piece there, or give it to them, and they'll get the coin and the luck for the year. But it was good being back there. Okay, now we're going to stray away from church news now. We were at the Clissold Arms. Clissold Arms, home of the Kinks, as we always say. So it was a Gazanzidis and Marinella evening.
Superb.
Now,
very unexpected.
These are two local, I'm sure they're local singers, Kostas Kirtenis and Sofia Beklivani. Now, they're phenomenal singers, they're amazing voices, both of them. And I said it so often on this show, as Greeks and as Cypriots, we don't get behind our talent. So rather than saying, I saw Costa last month and 3 months ago and a year ago and whenever, it's the first time we've seen him. So I think it's important, we do get behind singers, even dance groups. I mean, two members of Spasta were there. Now, Spasta is a new dance group. They have classes as well. And we first saw them at Cypriot Wine Festival. And they were there on that evening, just having a good time. And I was saying to them, look, you've got to do Zimbek. Please do Zimbekiko. And I said, I'll try and get some photos. I'll even try and video some of it so we can put on the show as well.
It was needed.
Finally, when the dance floor was cleared, they did their thing. Very, very talented. Now this leads on to the other dance group, Vima. Now Vima is run by a friend of ours, Costantino. They have classes every Monday they are, and it's just great fun. Lots of energy. Even people who don't know how to dance will go there, and within a few weeks they're getting into it. And it was their Christmas party. So we went for the Christmas party, snacks, drinks, food and what have you. But my favourite dance is the scuba dance. I think you missed that one. I think you were in the car on a business call.
Yeah. I missed that one this time, but I did it before with them.
So basically, it's a song. There's a song being sung, and the word scuba, it comes up in the song, and there's an odd number of dancers, all in pairs. The one on their own dance with the scuba. and it's just lots of fun. A great way of learning to dance without the restraints and the rules that you get with the hasabigo and what have you. So that was a really great thing. Now, but the best thing about it was the raffle. Now, I mentioned the raffle for a reason. I won a bottle of whiskey, which was great. You won. What did you win?
Reformer Pilates session, for which I'm very excited.
What is that?
Well, Reformer is a machine that you can do Pilates on. I won't get into detail.
You know, we've got a home gym. As people can tell by my physique, I don't use it. But what I won. Now, this was so coincidental. Now, the show that appeared, I think, just after or just before, I mentioned a lady called Sulla Christodoulou. I won a signed copy of her book. So I'm sitting there straight after the show, and then I got this, and I hope you enjoy your escape to Kefalonia, the magic of Miramare. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. So I messaged Sulla, and I said, I won your book because I had the voucher because she had the book. She said, I can post it to you. I said, well, look, instead of posting it to me, I have a better idea. There's the open house at Thyateira. This is where His Eminence was hosting, and hundreds of people were coming. It was packed.
Just before Christmas.
Why don't you come and give me the book there, and also give a copy of the book to His Eminence, because she's got the gala event coming up for the movie that's going to be made about one of her books. So she was true to her word. She came. Yeah. I received my book.
I had a chance to meet her as well.
Oh, it's the first time you met her?
Yes, it is.
She's I've met her, I think, about 3 or 4 times at events. Wonderful, wonderful woman. And once again, as Cypriots and as Greeks, we should get behind her and just tell the world about Sulla, and what she does. Now, back to the open day, not Sulla. Now, back to the open day, there were. Was it 4 choirs? I've really forgotten.
Everyone was singing. I mean, it was also improvised choirs and established choirs, but it was lovely. We had the Byzantine School of Music, which
with the instruments again.
Awesome, yeah. And His Eminence had a bit singing his Kalimnos favorite carol.
Yeah.
Christ the Savior in Welling was very well represented.
Yeah, there
Romanians
there was
again
so
with their
many
instruments, loud instruments.
You had your Romanian choir.
Yeah. John and Father George had quite a bit of a choir singing, even in Latin, some carols.
I know that was completely unexpected, but that was brilliant from John. He's a really beautiful voice. But also from Hagia Sophia, there was I think one of the chances at Hagia, I think it was his wife and his son.
Who
sing contemporary or standard carols in English. So it was a great. But which was your favourite choir? Bearing in mind, last time you put your foot in it.
Byzantine School of Music, definitely.
Really, I'd say that as well. But thanks to Welling, Christ the Saviour, they were really they put so much energy and effort into it. And obviously, Father Joseph was there as well. I like the fact that the guy with the violin comes running in, trying to get through the people, like halfway through, because he was late. He had something else to do. But it was an amazing event. Also, we had people from Birmingham, from Cambridge, Father John from Ipswich.
Yeah,
he was there. Last time we bumped into him at the airport at Heathrow. So it was great to see everyone. Now, we also had the COTI. What does it stand for, COTI?
Christian Orthodox Thyateira Youth.
There you go. And they had their event at Élysée. Yeah. And it's their first event for a proper event for a long time.
Yeah. And also under the new kind of organization.
It was a different event. I must say, it was a different event to the usual. Father Gregory Floridis was in charge now. He had Maria as well there, helping him. She did so much. Yeah. They did their quiz.
It was actually such a good quiz.
It was suspect quiz.
I mean, there were some theological questions.
It wasn't really suspect. It wasn't really suspect. I'm joking. But there was some, obviously, A, B, C, D, multiple choice, where it could only be one answer, to be honest. But
good icebreaker.
But it was good. It was great fun because everyone really got into it. They were very competitive as well. I was quite surprised how competitive they were, and they won a bottle of champagne.
Oh yeah, that's
but they couldn't drink it in the venue because you have to have a license to bring it. So anyway, I don't know how they managed that. But that was a great event. And very, very finally, I've got my forthcoming trip to Sierra Leone. It's all been booked. 22nd of February, I'll be flying out there. I've already prepared 1 suitcase of baby wash, shampoo, baby oil, hairdressing equipment. I've even got a friend of mine, Kip, from Jiu-Jitsu. I've mentioned him before. He's going to help. There's a hairdresser there. So there's loads and loads going on. Next show will be just as exciting. We're coming to an end now. So it just leaves me with saying goodbye and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Oh,